Hey guys, it's Cerulean Jake bringing to you the next episode of Fire Emblem Engage, and man, oh man, do we have a lot to talk about. So, let's just go ahead and get straight to the fun stuff. First things first. It has been a long time. In truth, I have gone on a very extended break, and it took me a while to get sort of not just in the mood, but also kind of back into the mode of being able to record videos. And to be perfectly honest, I think it's gonna show, but we'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully I'll just be great at this again, as if I was great to begin with. So a lot has happened. That's pretty gross. That kind of sucked. A lot has happened, and I would like to go ahead and get to that, but I do need to get all of this done. Get rid of some crap I don't need. Don't need those. Yeah, okay. I think the first thing that you should know is that this is actually a re-recording. I have already recorded this exact episode of Fire Emblem Engage a long time ago. It was about a week or so after I recorded the Emblem Soren battle. And it did not turn out. The audio was terrible, and hopefully I've fixed that. I've gone through and I re-watched what all I did, so I have kind of an idea of where I'm going here and what I need to be doing. And I'm kind of just doing it while I'm talking.
I am Boucheron, Royal Knight of Firene.
He's got a lolly chop. As if you couldn't be any more embarrassing, Boucheron. Alright, but yeah, so this video was actually recorded a long time ago, and, well, I kind of just stopped uploading. I had a bunch of videos that were on the back burner and just didn't upload them. And that's kind of been my issue for a long time, is I will get videos that need to be put through some sort of editing, and I just won't want to do it. And so I don't. And that's definitely not the way that we should be doing things. I should definitely be on it, on the ball, and getting my stuff uploaded. But luckily I didn't upload the last one because it was bad. It was really, really bad. And we're just gonna go ahead and get it re-recorded in hopefully a lot better quality. Now, what was it that took me so long to get back to recording? Well, I was in my final semester of college, and to be honest, I just didn't feel like recording. It wasn't that I didn't have the time, because for the most part, I did. I know that a lot of people get super busy in their final semester of college. I was not. I didn't have a ton going on. But I still I did not have the, mental capacity to do it. I wasn't feeling up to it. I was feeling very burnt out, not on recording, but burnt out in just putting effort into anything. So I just didn't record, and I didn't edit, and I didn't upload. And that's just how it was for me. But now it has been a long time since that. I have graduated, so that's awesome. And I've actually been living back at home for quite a while now, and I should have been getting on the recording train, but I didn't. And here we are. So, we're doing it now. And that's what's important. So I did have a few inherits that I did last time. So I want to go ahead and do those again. So we're going to go ahead and fight Roy here with Yunaka, because Roy has some stuff that we want.
I'd better be careful.
I am Roy, son of Eliwood, Marquess of Ferre. Prepare for battle.
That was quite long.
Well fought.
I feel like that monologue was so long because he kept breaking it up. Rather than saying it all the way through, he would take each individual sentence and very, like,
With you at my side,
it was
Ryan,
almost like
I
each
feel
sentence
I
was
can
its own
take on
paragraph.
anything.
I could say the same to you. I think we'll make a fearsome team, Yunaka.
Alright, so we got our first level of bond, but we're going to go a little bit further. Just a little bit. We're going to go, well, okay, maybe not just a little bit, maybe a lot of it. We're going to go all the way to level 9.
Serious wanderer, you
And we
know
might not
that.
be inheriting everything because I don't know how much
I'm
SP we
looking
have.
forward to this. Well fought. I must train my skills.
Hey,
Very nice.
I actually won.
Get level 9. That gets us to strength plus 3, which is what we're after. Yunaka's major weakness is that she is not good in the strength department. Everything else, I mean, she honestly does fine in, so I'm not too worried about all that. Right now, we only have enough SP for strength plus 2, and that's fine, because going from strength plus 2 to strength plus 3 is actually quite the jump in SP. So I think we're just going to choose to be happy with plus 2 strength for a while. Some of you may be screaming at your screens like, oh my god, that's so terrible. Why would you do just strength plus 2? That's so bad. Honestly, I don't think it's that bad. I think it's pretty good. There's a lot of skills in here that just aren't worth taking because they're so weird. There's ups and downs to them, and you just don't really want that. You want just purely positive. And the basic stat bonuses, other than how expensive they can get, are just purely positive. So that's a lot of what we're going to go for. Anna also has some training to do with someone she has trained with before. This is skill inherit, not emblems. Anna, I want to get something going with you on Tiki. So we're going to go ahead and spend a little bit more, get you much higher with Tiki.
You can call me Lady Anna. I'm Tiki. Pleased to meet you.
Okay. Not looking so good for Anna here.
Your game.
That's okay. We get the bond anyway. Imagine how terrible that would be if you had to beat them.
Do you want to help me look after the shop? It's sure to be popular with both of us there. Me? Tend the shop? That sounds fun. If I get to do it with you, Lady Anna, then I want to try.
Wonderful. So, like I said, there is another skill I want to inherit from Tiki. I will say that for those that have Star Sphere, it is not permanent. I will not be keeping Star Sphere on them forever.
Lady Anna, the mysterious
I will eventually
merchant.
be exchanging it for something that is a little more optimal for them.
Divine Dragon Tribe.
However, there is one skill that Tiki gives that I do want to keep as permanent. And that is HP and Luck. Here's another one that I'm going to have people screaming at me for. Why in the hell am I inheriting HP and Luck? I mean, HP's nice and all, but Luck? Really? Well, there's a reason for that. And hear me out. If we go ahead and take a look at Anna here, making a killing, you can get 500 gold per unit so long as we trigger with our luck. Right now our luck's not doing so hot. So what if we just buffed it? So the luck, yeah, it's nice to be able to factor in a little bit to avoid rates. It's also nice to stop from getting crit. All that's really good. But the main purpose, we're putting it on here so we can get 500 gold more frequently. Because gold does become an issue if you choose to forge a lot. So, since I want to forge a lot, yeah, we need to go ahead and make the most out of making a killing. And that's just what we're going to do. So I actually need to stay in inventory here because we don't have enough. We need to go ahead and use some of our books. You can go ahead and use that expert book. Get 1,000. And then we will inherit skill. Anna. On Tiki, we'll get the highest level that we can. So, about the HP. I guess I forgot to explain that. Why do we want HP so bad on Anna? And, well, frankly, that's because she dies to simply a stiff breeze. She has 28 HP and 5 defense. So, while there's really not going to be much fixing the defense, at the very least, if we equip this skill, we get a bit more HP tanky, and that's nice. We'll take that. Not to mention, this skill, for having 2 different stats that it buffs, is actually pretty cheap. So I think in the long run, it's very, very worth. And then finally, we had one more person I wanted to inherit on, and that is going to be Diamant. So for Diamant, I want to go down to Leaf here, and we're going to get level 5 so we can inherit.
I am Diamant, Crown Prince of Brodia.
I am Leaf, the Prince of Leonster. Damn!
Not even close.
I must become strong.
Well,
Thank you for sparring with me.
I guess he could have hit that crit and it would have been the perfect amount.
It's such an honor to be speaking with you, Leaf. I have much to discuss regarding my kingdom.
I look forward to working with you as well, Diamant. I am happy to help however I can.
You can see why I'm not making such a big deal out of showing you all these conversations. A lot of these conversations are just, I'm really glad to meet you. It's such an honor. Ah, likewise, and I look forward to helping you out. It's really not a lot. But yeah, what we're wanting from Mr. Leaf here is we want Vantage. Right now, Vantage isn't super worth it because it's only going to activate when we're at 25%, but what this will accomplish is that if we are in a pinch, then we will be able to just attack first. Which is really nice for what Diamant is going to turn into. Manage skills, equip it. It is really nice for what Diamant is eventually going to turn into, so we're going to call it good at that for now. So we really can't do anything else. I think we have waited long enough. Actually, there's one more thing I know that I'm going to have to come back to. So we'll just go ahead and stay here without doing the little edit. In fact, there's 2 more things I need to do before I edit out all of our chores. I had some refining that I wanted to do. So, first up, let's go do some engraving first. We're going to go to Repisales, or however you want to pronounce it. Just, please know, going forward, there's never going to be a correct pronunciation of that word, and I'm not going to go through the effort of looking it up. So, sorry. We're going to go ahead and give this the genealogy engraving, because this is going to be Jean's primary weapon moving forward, because it actually does do a good bit of damage, and while I don't think it's nearly as good or useful as Revanche is, it is a strong weapon. It's it is very accurate. I mean, compared to the Silver Lance, it's an extra 20 accuracy. Not that Jean's going to need that. It's just overall, it is a good weapon, and I do think that we'd be missing out if we didn't use it. Next up, we want to go over here to the longbows, and we are going to give the longbow the Acumen engraving, because the Acumen engraving is going to take down your avoid rate, and that just won't be a big deal if you simply don't need to avoid because you're using a longbow. So that's what we're going to do there. And then finally, I wanted to refine Repisales, and we're going to give it level 2. Like I said, this is going to be very important for Jean moving forward, so I want it to be good. And finally, the last thing we need to do before I cut away, we have... What am I doing? I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. A new ring that we need to do a bio for. So, Emblem Soren is actually quite good, in my opinion. I think it's... If I were to throw it on a tier list, I'd throw it up there in the A tier. Granted, it is highly, highly limited to what classes you can assign this to. This is pretty much just going to be dedicated to magic units, and that's it. I don't see an issue with that, especially given that a lot of the units in this game... are able to be made into a lot of different things. And on top of that, most of the emblem rings are more geared toward physical units anyway, so having a dedicated magic ring, it's pretty nice. I don't think it's a big downside that you should mark it down for. But what does he do? Obviously, we get our magic resin decks, which are very, very nice for our mages. But we also have some really cool skills, particularly my favorite of all of them, Assign Decoy. There we go. So, used to make one chosen ally more likely to be targeted by the enemy for one turn. The effect is removed after the target after they have been targeted by or otherwise damaged by foes 3 times. So, basically, if you are in a situation where you are just completely exposed to a bunch of different enemies, but you really need to get one of your squishy units up there and ready to deal some damage, but you just can't block them off with your tank. You need your tank to absorb all the aggro, but you just can't set it up in any possible way. This is exactly what that's for. All you have to do is walk adjacent to the person, use Assign Decoy, and suddenly they are eating up all that aggro for at least 3 attacks. And that's plenty. Particularly it goes well with Soren as a ring, because the people that you're going to want to put him with aren't normally that bulky. And I will say that does kind of go against something else that he has that is pretty good, but we'll get to that. Overall, I really like this. I think it adds a lot of interesting tactical play. It's not something that you're going to be using all the time, but in a pinch, it's so fun and so nice. Next up is Anima Focus. This one's a little confusing, so I went ahead and I pulled it up. Basically, anytime you use a tome, that being a fire, thunder, or wind tome, it will have a bonus effect. So, if you use a fire tome, it will inflict -3 defense on the foe after combat. So, if you want to follow it up with a physical unit, then it will pretty much guarantee them the kill. This will be pretty good if you somehow miss out on like an armor knight kill, like say they have an insane amount of HP, or maybe they have a health crystal. This will allow your physical units to go after your mage and be able to follow up and actually deal some damage. Next up we have hit -20 if you hit them with thunder. This can be pretty good if you are not securing the kill with thunder and you know that you're going to end up in a situation where they're going to be coming after you. You could just go ahead and lower their hit rate and make it a lot easier to deal with them going into the enemy phase. And then finally, we have move -2 with wind. This one I don't particularly see as amazing, because if you use wind to inflict -2 move, then that means you need to be within 2 spaces of the foe, and they can still reach you anyway. I don't see a ton of practical use for this one, but I mean, it's not like it's completely useless. I'm sure there are ways you could use it, like strange situations where it's okay if it hits, it's okay if it tries to hit Anna, but I don't want them running all the way over and going after one of my more vulnerable units, because Anna has plenty of resistance and I'm fighting a mage or something. I don't know. There are ways that you could use it. It's not sensational. And Anima Focus overall is more just like a fun one. It's not the best skill in the world, and I wouldn't inherit on all your mages. Keen Insight, if I remember correctly, this is the... it's not. It's something different. When unit deals effective damage, you deal an additional 5 damage. This is actually really, really nice to have on this emblem in particular, because if you use flying, or if you use wind magic against a flying unit, thing is, flyers tend to have a lot of res, so it's a big possibility that you won't kill them anyway. This kind of just helps mitigate that issue. But, I mean, there could be other practical applications. You could always put this on a different unit and use some sort of Slayer weapons. Next, we have Block Recovery. This is the one I was thinking of. When attacking a broken foe with a tome, it grants a chance that the foe will remain broken. And your chance increases with the higher speed you have. Again, very nice. Kind of just gravy on an otherwise already good emblem. Hopefully, if you are attacking a unit that is already broken, then you're just killing them. But if not, I guess that's nice. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of reason to go over this any further. It really only works with this unit because you have to be attacking with a tome. So... no, not gonna recommend it. It's, like I said, it's just nice that it's here. Don't inherit it, though. That's a lot of SP for something that's not super useful. Next up, we have... ooh, I was already there. Flare. Flare is extremely nice. I love this, and it's definitely better off on bulkier mages. But regardless... I still love it. So Flare, when you attack with a tome, and you will inflict minus 20% res, and you recover for 50% of the damage that you deal. That's just so good. It's not like a percentage chance, oh, maybe I'll recover. No, you will recover for how much damage that you deal. Granted, you do have to be engaged to have access to this skill. It is an engaged skill. But it's just really nice. And let's not forget the minus res. You get an extra 10% if you're mystical. That's so good. It's so helpful. Just when you engage, so long as you're not being completely stupid in the way that you're positioning your mage, you essentially become pretty well invincible. I really like this skill, especially if you want to put this on a bulkier unit than Anna, because Anna's really just going to get away with having good res, and that's it. If you put this on a bulkier unit, such as a certain mage I can think of that's coming in later, it's pretty damn good. Anna can definitely make use of this as well, because we're dealing so much damage with Anna, and she doesn't have a ton of HP. So long as she survives the hit, she'll pretty much full heal just from hitting the opponent. And then finally we have Cataclysm. The unit, we use this to attack foes in an area with fire, thunder, and wind magic at 40% damage. Also, we get an additional 10% damage if we're mystical. So it boosts that up to 50% for a total of 150% that we're doing. This is pretty nice. I don't think that it is the best engage attack in the world. Weirdly enough, you will be missing out on some kills that you would otherwise get just because you double the opponent. That said, the one thing that Cataclysm offers that none of the rest of them do is that it pairs really well with Anima Focus, and it hits up to 5 foes because it'll hit in a little plus shape. So overall, I find that Cataclysm is actually extremely strong, but not for the sake of just nuking a particular group of foes. I mean, it does. It just doesn't kill them. Last thing I want to go over here is, of course, the engage weapons. We have bolting. It is a relatively inaccurate tome, but it does allow you to hit from 3 to 10 spaces away. So, pretty nice if you just want to get some chip damage, help somebody out that is on the other side of the map. You'll probably see me use this like a couple times throughout the playthrough. Next up is Reflect. This one's a little awkward. It's a staff. Allies within 2 spaces gain the effect. Deal 50% of magic damage taken back to the foe. So if you're about to wade into like a bunch of mages, then I guess you could go ahead and proc this and they'll have a really hard time fighting you. I've never used it before. I'm not gonna say that it's bad, because I do know that when I go against it, it's really annoying. But it's kind of hard to recognize situations where it's strong. And then lastly is Rex Caliber, which it's a pretty good tome. It has 105% hit rate, which is strange. It has 16 might, which makes it rather strong. The big issue here is that it's 12 weight. So for someone like Anna, that's going to be kind of an issue. Overall, just a very powerful weapon that hopefully by the time we get access to it, we will have enough con to mitigate a lot of that weight. Like I said, I think a lot of this unit, it's not perfect, which is why it's not S tier. But a lot of the things that it does is just so good that it ultimately puts it very high up for me. And it will be my long-term selection for Anna.
Soren!
Of course.
Now, that does beg the question, what exactly are we doing with the Olwen ring that we worked so hard for? Well, I do actually have a plan for this. It's just that we have better options right now, so why bother? I think we've waited long enough. It has been a very, very long intro, I guess if you want to call it that. We need to go ahead and get to the battle. So, I'm going to go ahead and do my chores, and I will see you right in a little bit. That was a little weird way to say it. See you then. Alrighty, we are back and ready to go. We have finished up all of our chores, and we are going to be moving on with the primary story here. We're not going to head back to the Divine Paralogs. Probably for a while, in my opinion. I think that's the way to go. We're going to head here to the Fort on the Border. Pretty sure we got everything in order, so let's go ahead and get the story rolling. A clash of forces.
Diamant, where's the king?
He's headed to the front line. Our orders are to wait here with a rear guard.
Will do.
Here, take this.
The ring? You didn't give it to your father?
I tried. He wouldn't take it.
The king said that if anything should happen, he wants you to keep my ring safe.
But what if he needs it?
Father wants a fair fight. Not to say that using the ring is unfair, but we Brodians have a particular sense of pride. He wants to stand in his own strength, and asked us to respect that.
I understand. I'm just not sure our enemies will have the same code of honor. Let's be at the ready. If push comes to shove, I want to be able to help.
It's a plan.
Agreed.
It looks like the battle has begun.
Your invasions of my country come at a very high price. And now you will pay it.
Do you really think you can withstand the might of Brodia?
Yes, my army is blessed by Lord Sombron himself.
Damn you. Well then, is that all the power your dragon's got?
He is not yet at full strength. Not until the ritual.
Ritual?
The one by which we shall reignite his true glory. And for that, we need a sacrifice of sovereign blood. Blood thus offered will be yours.
What?
Father! Come on, Diamant. There's still time to rescue him.
You have lost this battle, former King of Brodia.
Well, he's not getting any lighter. Come
We
on.
know what to do, Your Majesty. See you later.
My father. They're trying to take him away.
We won't let them.
So you say, but you are wrong.
Princess Ivy.
Whatever the cost, you will hold them here, child.
Yes,
Oh, and Ivy. Don't forget that ring was given to you by our Lord Sombron. Your failure to protect it was a grievous one. It is your duty to reclaim the ring now. I take my leave to Elusia. Do not fail me again.
so you want me to buy time for you as I die here? Very well. I die for you, Father.
You're not going to stop us.
We have to get King Morian back from them right now. We have to.
A very strange code of ethics, to be sure. I'm not going to rag on it too long, because I feel like everyone already kind of understands this idea. But
The storm keeps getting harsher.
We must drive back Princess Ivy's forces. Dragging away father like that. What could King Hyacinth be planning?
I don't know. But with so many of the corrupted, this will be a tough battle.
if something is an obvious trap, why exactly is it part... Like, why is it part of your code of ethics? Why is it so honorable to just walk straight into it knowing what it's gonna be? Like, come on. I don't feel like that is necessarily a... We'll just say a winning strategy. And it's not dishonorable to recognize a trap and say, I'm not going to walk headfirst into it. Need a sword. Yeah, we'll do this up here. Do Diamant there. And then I will back you up. Let's see, we'll do our magic unit as Anna. Magic over here will be you. You're going to be kind of central. You're a healer, so you get in the back. Alright, I'd say that pretty well deals with what we're doing here. So ignore all that. As I said, my saves are a bit weird right now. Let's go ahead and fight.
The snow's really swirling now. I wonder if I'll be able to find Prince Diamant. Couldn't be a worse time for meditation. But I've got to clear my head.
I'm sure it's nothing. let's not worry about her. So it doesn't look... Yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting another Master Seal here. I usually don't really remember where those are.
Let's go.
It's kind of hard to remember all of that, but that's fine. We do not need them so desperately.
You got it.
But we do want to get them pretty soon.
Say
I
the
will
word.
say that much.
Whatever you
Go
need.
get Yunaka back in that up. Then
I'll
down
do
this
my
way,
best.
we're going to have Jean
My
standing
will
there.
is firm.
Saline here.
Yes.
Alchemist backup.
Follow me.
Healer. And, sure, you can go this way. Probably not going to be doing much.
Here goes.
And then I'll put you here.
I fear this will not end well.
Princess Ivy, did the king perhaps grant you another ring?
No. You heard him, didn't you? If I want a ring, I must reclaim the one I lost. This time with no reinforcements. We must make do. If you want to leave, I'll understand.
What will you do?
I have no choice but to stay. Even if I know it's hopeless. Even if I know I will die. You two, head to the northern and southern forts. The corrupted are standing by there.
So much for meditation. Now, think you can get through my defenses?
Kind of.
Your story ends here.
I'm glad it saved that RNG because that's exactly what happened last time.
It's time. You put up a good fight.
Looking for something. There we go. Found it. So now when that moment comes around, we won't have to worry.
I need to be more diligent.
So, what are some of the things I could talk about? I got my list here. Got my nice refurbished list with lots and lots of things I could talk about. One is something... I have two topics that I talked about in my previous episode that I had to delete. And so I would like to go ahead and address them again. Let's go ahead and get our turn in order. We have a pretty obvious move here. Go ahead and take care of that. Yeah, so the first thing is I want to issue some corrections about some characters that I talked about. I've had some more time to play with the characters and sort of get a more informed opinion on them. And now that I do have said opinion, I'd like to go ahead and share it. So, the first up is... I guess we'll start with the negative, that way we can end on something positive. First up, Lapis. So, I am not going to take back what I said about being a pretty good unit. She is a pretty good unit. She's not bad at all. That said, she is fairly lacking, I will say. She ends up missing a lot of KOs because she's very lacking in the strength department. And I feel like I may have mentioned all of this previously. I just didn't stress how bad it was because I'm pretty sure I gave her a relatively glowing review. And that's just not the case. She's definitely in need of a little more criticism than I may have given her. That said, as I have mentioned, I will not be taking back what I said about her being good. She is good. So if you want to use her, go ahead. She just has someone who clearly outclasses her that will be coming later on. So, if you want to use Lapis, but you don't want to be disappointed in any way, shape, or form, just hold out. You'll get better Lapis later. Next up is Amber. I have mentioned something about Amber, the paladin candidate that can replace our friend Alfred here. Yeah, no, it's not as suitable of a replacement as I had initially mentioned. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. It's not like
I'm here.
You will effectively get a lot of the same results. It's just, it's gonna be worse. I am very firmly, at this point, in the Alfred is clearly better camp. I think that especially if you are using fixed growth rates, I think you are ultimately going to get a lot more out of Alfred with just a little bit of investment than you will Amber. I was just very disappointed with Amber's performance, and I genuinely it ranges anywhere from B to C tier unit to me. I'm not a huge fan of Amber. But if you are playing on random growth rates, then yeah, he can work if Alfred's not turning out well. I would say just don't count on him being your best unit. That's all. And to end on a positive note, first off, I need to get around you, which is unfortunate positioning, because I want you to kill him.
I had no choice but to win.
Feed those kills over to your boy Alkerst. Ending on a positive note, we have Citrine. I've changed my opinion. I mentioned that Citrine has some very pronounced weaknesses, and she does. Absolutely does. A lot of what I said is actually still true to this day. However, I made it sound like those pronounced weaknesses that Citrine has are very, very hard to overcome. Not really. It didn't feel all that difficult to me. I ended up thinking that she actually was a very strong unit, and so long as you invest in her speed, she can be a very normal unit. Like, you don't have to try super hard to make her work. Now, if you want to just not worry at all about the whole being a slow unit thing, there is always the Olwyn Ring. She is probably the best candidate in the game for the Olwyn Ring. But it's really not necessary. I think with enough work, you can definitely make her into a strong unit, just the traditional way.
If Princess Ivy stays, I stay.
Go ahead and get a little bit of chip damage on him. These two, Kagetsu and Zelkov, they are going to be immediately running for the forts here, and they will summon reinforcements when they get there. And the forts are just going to make them harder to kill, so it's good to go ahead and get some chip damage on them. I find that it's actually okay to let them spawn the reinforcements. In fact, I prefer it that way, because then
I could have run, but I remained. Now I must fight.
At the very least, in that case, you get some extra EXP out of the deal. So I will not be forcing any kills on these guys. I could engage and try to like guarantee some kills here, but completely unneeded, and honestly preferred this way. So this fight is going to continue going nowhere. I will say, if you choose to leave Jade alone and not go talk to her, she just handles both of them on her own, even without the critical hits.
All right, time to attack.
You do spawn? Yeah, there they are.
Bring out the corrupted.
Yeah, okay. I remember correctly. So like I said, you can just leave her alone, and she handles these with no issue whatsoever. Even without landing a critical hit, she'll be fine. So, I mean, if you're not in a big rush to be using Jade, you can just leave her there. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Now that we have a real lance in our hands, we can do some pretty good damage. Mind you, I think that this could be pretty good. Hitting a flame breath. I think that's pretty strong. What are you dealing? 12? Okay. You have cancer? No, I never gave you cancer. Makes sense, I didn't want to spend much on you. I could also just do this. This will be a guaranteed hit. Go ahead and engage. Cataclysm, that'll be guaranteed. Let's go ahead and do it.
Are we done here?
Very cool animation. Lots of good damage down. And now we can go ahead and secure some kills. You do not have a ranged attack, so you're going to be missing out here. I could just go ahead and kill them all with Chloe. Do want to go ahead and get some EXP on Yunaka here.
I am defeated. I cannot fall here. I must protect Princess Ivy.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to protect Anna by standing here. And then I'm going to save my engage. The worst thing that could happen is they attack Alfred and give him some EXP that we won't be using in the long run. Get you moved up. Come down here. And I think we're going to redirect Jake to dealing with these guys. Maybe not. Maybe we can get away with this. Longbow. Okay, how much did the longbow do just then? 17? 13? That's enough. That's a kill right there. Alright. Followed it up with this. That's unfortunate. Can Saline land this?
Oblivion is near.
Very nice.
I can't take any more. Back to Princess Ivy I go.
And we gotta level up. Okay. That could have gone better. I guess technically it's fixed growth, so it couldn't have, but whatever. And John actually doesn't land the kill, which is interesting. I kind of thought he would. I mean, I could go like this. It still doesn't land the kill because he doesn't have enough move. Yeah, I think the fact that he's going through all this tough terrain is stopping him. Which means if we would have landed this kill, then we would have been fine. Jake can't actually get there because we don't have range. We're just a sword unit. We can, however, get down here, and that is a kill. So we'll let Jean get the kill on the weakened unit. And these Armor Knights can reach here, so we don't want to go there just yet.
I need to be more diligent.
It's alright, Jean. You're getting there. You don't gotta worry about a thing.
sorry.
Very easy. Also, we managed to get the EXP on someone we cared about. And now Jade is completely safe. No one is over there, and we can just pick her up whenever. So, not super worried about that. Really didn't need to get Jake there in the first place, and we're going to focus on doing this. We're going to stand here. We're going to get the Armor Slayer equipped, and we're going to wait on this fort. Give us some avoid. Same thing here. So what I want to do... I hope this isn't that big of a mistake. I actually forgot to give Anna a healing. Ugh. She didn't have any method of healing, which is a little sad. That's fine. We have ways to do it ourselves. We engage.
Emblem, engage!
What we're wanting to do here is we can get the advantage by going Lance Reaver. Here's the thing, though, and what I'm so worried about. I have fair fight, which means I'm just gonna be taking hits anyway, probably. So I need to be able to live through all the hits that I do take. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. So you know what I might do? I think I will be fine, actually. 16 magic damage. Reduced by 12, that's nothing. Yeah, we're fine, we're fine. The level boost that we're getting from Roy is plenty. So we'll stand back, just let this happen. Guess I can get Anna a little closer. And then over here, same with the others. Just gonna go ahead and get a little closer to the action. And that'll be it. So, another topic that I covered in the previous recording that I want to go ahead and cover again is I had talked about a video backlog. So I've had this weighing on my mind for quite some time. I happen to know that I still have the recordings for an old series that a lot of you who know about it probably just assume that I quit. I never quit. I still have it, and I still want to upload all of it. But man, it is old, and the commentary is going to reflect that. So, to stop being vague, I'm talking about my Mario Sunshine Versus.
Dream well.
I recorded that quite some time ago. As a matter of fact, I distinctly remember having a conversation in one of the final videos that I recorded about... I guess I should mention, I recorded the whole project. The whole thing is done. I just need to edit and upload it. Which, as you know, is my major weakness. So that's the thing about it, is I have the whole thing, and I remember distinctly in one of the final, like, say, 2 episodes, I distinctly remember talking about The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom was coming out soon, I said. So in other words, it wasn't out yet. To give you an idea of when I'm recording this, it is December 9th, 2025. The Switch 2 is out. It has been for a while. The most recent, like, major release from my perspective was Pokemon Legends ZA. I guess technically the Metroid Prime Beyond or whatever it's called. The Prime 4, pretty much. Just came out. I don't care much for Metroid, so I didn't really consider it a big release for me. And tomorrow, the DLC for Legends ZA is dropping. All of these things came well after Tears of the Kingdom. As a matter of fact, with the advent of the Switch 2, Tears of the Kingdom got a, like, big integration update with the Nintendo Switch app, like phone app. There is a lot that has happened since then. It just gives you an idea of how long it has been since I recorded that project versus now.
I'm ready.
Okay, so how do I want to handle this? This is the big kicker here. I think I just don't want to move across this line. And what I'll do is I'll Blazing Lion. Get some good damage down on everybody.
There's my opening.
Should make kills a lot easier for everyone else. I'm just gonna walk up. Pencilier will grab this kill pretty easy.
Simple enough.
Been having kind of like a sniffles issue, I'm sure you've noticed. Go ahead and get rid of this guy. That's really cool that you got a crit. Can you get me 500 gold? That'd be cool. Clearly not. We'll go ahead and finish this guy off.
Another kill for me.
The really cool thing about Yunaka is that she's dodgy enough. They basically transition thieves in this game from being a utility unit that you don't really do combat with to being essentially dodge tanks. Because this guy has a hit rate of 111. I have a void rate of 80. It is not in his favor to hit me. And if I were to just be standing here on the fort with an extra 30, actually scratch that, I'm a covert unit, so 60 avoid, I'd just be untouchable. I really like what they did with the thieves in this game. I only wish they had a more proper promotion route. We'll go ahead and send Jean this way, because that's where we're going to be needing him next. And I guess Citrine, you can go with him and heal him up, get him topped off. We really don't need you, so you can go ahead and come down here. Get some good chip damage on them before the battle starts. Okay, so I do want to get Anna moving downwards, but I guess there's an Emblem energy right there. I wouldn't have to go too far. What I could do, I could still just secure the kill this way. Yeah, and Anna can get Emblem energy.
You put up a good fight.
Good stuff. Then we'll have Yunaka finish this guy off.
I'll help.
Was that too much?
1 EXP. That's something. I won't say what it is, but it's certainly something. Go ahead and get Jake moving this way. Then move here. Get you guys ready for the onslaught. I guess I'll put you there. That's pretty much everyone. Now, let's do it.
Excuse me, are you all right?
Oh, yes. I was meditating for a moment. Who are you? A new border guard?
No, I'm the Divine Dragon.
How rude of me. I am Jade, a royal knight of Brodia. Prince Diamant has told me about you. May I join your ranks, Divine One?
Of course. Welcome, Jade.
Thank you. Now then, I'll show you why they call me the Iron Wall.
And you know, regardless of my opinions on her, she's not wrong. Jade is certainly a wall. I can give her that much. I will say this much about Jade. She is definitely in the same position as Amber in the sense that she's a suitable replacement for a unit that you already have. That obviously being Louis. But I don't think that she's in as bad as a situation Amber is. Because Amber is definitely Walmart brand Alfred. Jade is just kind of a side grade. Ultimately, I do prefer Louis. I think he offers a little more. Especially since you get to use him so much earlier and you can already be working on him, leveling him up and all that. Jade is not bad. She starts off with more base defense than Louis has, but if you've been training Louis, then he will probably be the same as or has surpassed her. Being an axe unit is going to make up for her kind of shockingly low strength growth rate. That said, if I remember right now I'm looking at her base. I forgot to bring up my sheet that has all the proper growth rates. Let me go ahead and get like a look at what her real strength is at the end of the day. Amber, yeah, so, I mean, no, it's Amber. Where the hell are you? Jade. Yeah, so 50 is definitely not bad. 35 as a base is, you know, that could be a lot better. But it's certainly not the end of the world. It's not bad. You just wouldn't want to move her out of a physical class. You want her to be getting something, some sort of bonus. But that's true of a lot of units. Her dexterity is certainly lacking. Speed is shockingly not bad for an armor knight. It's just that, I mean, if we take a look at her base, she's sitting at a base of 5, so it's not going to matter at the end of the day. That's going to grow slow enough that you're still going to be slow by the end of the game. I think my biggest issue with Jade is that she just doesn't offer the same sort of defensive growth that Louis does. Louis' defense is monstrous. I mean, he has an 80% defense growth rate. Jade is going to be a little bit lower. 70 is definitely very, very good. I've already gone over this. I keep repeating myself. It would be a lot better if you just had her earlier and had time to be growing it. The 18 defense, I guess I'm making a big deal out of nothing. 18 defense as a base is already quite strong, and it's going to get you through most of the game. The really big issue is more so along the lines of maddening, where they're going to be dealing damage through that anyway. She has some problems. I don't want you to get the impression that she's bad, because she's certainly not. Solid B tier unit, in my opinion. Now, I guess if you want to rate her on her class, I mean, Armor Knights have always been bad, so I guess you could take her down a peg if you want. But I won't. I guess I should mention meditation. Yeah, this really isn't going to matter. It gives you +2 res on a unit that has basically no res to speak of to begin with. I mean, it's... Woo! It's really not going to change anything. But hey, most of our units have bad personal skills, so what's it matter? Let's just go ahead and get all our units in position. I think this chapter has gone on long enough. Go ahead and get Anna over here. I think we'll take one more turn to get everyone in position. And then I will start baiting. Let's bait with Yunaka. Because you should theoretically dodge everything, and we won't have to worry about anything. I will top you off, just to be sure. Never know. That 4 or 5 HP that I gained there could come in clutch. Tiamat will need to be a little bit closer because he's melee. You there, and we are good to go.
My father's orders were plain. You will not pass.
Look what you made me do.
Well,
Another
you know,
kill for me.
Yunaka, you can just show off if you want. Nice, we got a strength out of it. Pretty cool. Let's see here. Do I just need to kill Ivy or kill everyone? I need to kill Ivy, so let's go ahead and make the most of this. Get as much EXP as we can. Go ahead and... might have Anna engage and Cataclysm to get all of these guys pretty low.
Are you ready to die?
Like I said, it's a very nice skill that I do really like using. It's just, it is not something that is going to be securing you kills all that frequently. Next up, let's keep the train rolling with Yunaka. Get you a kill.
Was that too much?
No, that's fine. Do as much as you want. I'm not complaining. Go ahead and kill you. I guess... it's fine to give Saline a little more EXP. She'll probably level up one more time before I end up promoting her, because I do know we're coming up on some Master Seals here fairly soon. Folklonger does kill this guy. He's not particularly strong.
Remember this.
Quite weak, in fact. Next, we'll have Jean. Actually, I want to give the boss kill to Jean, because Alchrist is also kind of in need of a promotion.
For Brodia!
Nice.
I had no choice but to win.
So yeah, we're gonna give this to Jean here.
I won't fall here. Father, I'm sorry.
It's weird. It sounded like there was a tornado siren. I guess it was something in the music. I have my headset on, so it kind of sounded muffled, like it was coming through it.
You've won. Please. Kill me.
No. I will not take your life.
Don't be naive. If I live, what's to stop me from hunting you down?
You can't return to Illusia after this. Your kingdom's through with you.
What gives you that idea?
If King Hyacinth had wanted you to survive, he would have given you an emblem ring. Besides, he had no need to stall us. The weather alone would have slowed us down. I don't understand it, but the king used you. He never meant for you to survive.
I suppose you're right.
Your father has already sacrificed your life. I won't do the same.
You will not grant me the release of death. How cruel, but you are my deity, and I respect your will. Could I ask you to forget that?
All right.
In exchange, I offer information. I will tell you where King Morian is being taken, and why.
Well, out with it.
My father intends to perform a ritual that will restore the Fell Dragon's power.
A ritual?
You see, though the Fell Dragon has been freed, his abilities are diminished. Imprisonment drained him. He is exhausted and can't transform into a dragon. Ideally, he would have all 12 rings, but securing them will take time. In the interim, Sombron decided to temporarily regain his powers through an ancient ritual, in which he consumes sovereign blood.
You can't mean my father.
But then, King Morian...
Yes. My father took him as an offering to Sombron. That was his aim from the start.
That's horrific.
The ritual will take place at Destinia Cathedral. You must hurry, and do be careful. Since the Fell Dragon's return, Father has not been himself.
I see.
That is the extent of what I know. Come, Zelkov. Kagetsu. Let us leave this place.
What are you going to do?
Whatever I can, without taking sides. If we meet again, Divine Dragon, I pray it is not as enemies.
Let's head to Elusia.
Yes, we have to hurry.
Emblem Leaf. Alright, time to give Emblem Leaf a bio. I'm just kidding. I have no idea why they put this all the way at the end of this chapter. I understand not wanting to overload you with tutorials, but, like, holy crap. This is, not an appropriate place to put it. Go ahead and grab our rewards here. Oh, a little bunny. Can I? Alright, I'll take the white hop rabbit. Why not? A potato. That's not what I want to see. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to see. 28 steel ingots. 420 iron. Not bad at all. But that is going to wrap up everything that we needed to do here. We are done with this chapter.
The deeper we venture into Elusia, the worse this blizzard gets. Is this the way to Destinia Cathedral?
I don't know. In this snow, it's hard to tell where we're going.
We don't have time to get lost. Hold on. I see someone up ahead.
Is that you?
Vale!
You know her?
She's a friend. Vale, how did you get here?
I don't know.
You don't know how you crossed the border into another country?
Well, how about you? You look worried. Is something the matter?
We're trying to reach Destinia Cathedral, but we got lost in the snow.
If it's the cathedral you're looking for, head that way.
You know where it is?
Uh-huh. You're close. See that really tall tree over there? Use that as a landmark.
I appreciate your help.
I owed you for patching me up the other day. That was so kind. Huh. Were you wearing that ring before?
Yes. It's very important to me.
I didn't notice it the other day. It's pretty. Really pretty.
Vale?
Emblem ring.
Vale!
Oh, I'm sorry. I better be on my way.
Where are you going? It's not safe!
She's gone.
There's no time to search for her. Not when Father's life hangs in the balance.
You're right. Let's hurry. Vale. What in the world?
A bit of an oddball there. I'm sure there's nothing going on with that. Nothing to worry about. No. Instead, what we need to worry about is signing off. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Next time in Fire Emblem Engage, we have a very important decision to make. What is that decision? Well, I will get to it next time. See you then.